Your numbers have beaten. They came in on, they topped estimates. You say your strategy is bearing fruit. So just how good could this year be for Nordea?
I'm satisfied. There's a lot of bright spots here. First of all, I think we can see underlying income now improving, which we have worked very hard on. And I think we continue to deliver on cost, the credit quality, the capital, and also on compliance. So I think the key elements of delivering are now in place. And I think we can continue. Of course, the environment is always there to which we need to take into account. But I think we're in good shape and we know what we're doing. And the de-risking that we have done over the last 2 years, the big projects that we've done are now largely behind us. And I think we're in good shape to drive the customer business forward.
Casper, can we dig a little bit deeper into the business, especially on the mortgage side of the market? Obviously seeing a lot of niche players come into the mortgage market there in your geographic space. How much is that nipping at your business? Have you noticed any kind of inroads from the competitors into the mortgage side of the business?
First of all, I have to always remind when we talk about Nordea, now we talk about Swedish mortgages, that is some 7% of our income. So even if it's important, it's not detrimental to bank. Secondly, I'm comfortable the way we compete in the mortgage market here in Sweden. We have actually growing volumes ourselves now after a period where we actually had flat on really by design when the housing market was more heated. Yes, there are new players here. I think it's too early to say, but clearly margins are under pressure. But I feel comfortable the way we can compete.
Let me ask you a little bit about the headquarters moving, Casper. We talked about it many times on the run-up to the decision, and then the decision was made, of course. Your process of moving your headquarters to Helsinki from Stockholm. How is that move progressing? Can you update us on the timescales?
The move is progressing according to plan. I mean, the plan is that by 1st of October, the bank is headquartered in Helsinki and within the banking union. End of last month, end of June, we actually got the banking license from the ECB, so that is in place. And then we have a few regulatory approvals still to be received, and we are well heading to be in the banking union by 1st of October. So I feel very good about that.
Is that the timeline then that we should take from you, Casper, which is that you will get the regulatory approvals before the end of October, all being well?
That is correct. I think all approvals should probably be in place by early September, so that by 1st of October the bank is in the banking union.
Casper, can I ask you a little bit about your dividend strategy here? You've done a lot of investment in the business. We talked often about investing in digital and other areas, restructuring the company, raising IT spending. What kind of payout of dividends, what kind of strategy do you have around that then now?
We've had and we will continue to have a dividend policy, which we say that we will pay out it's a progressive dividend policy, i.e. a year-on-year increase, and I think that's something that we will continue. That's something we are confident that we can do, and I see no reason that we would change that. We are still in a very heavy investment period. I mean, the transformation is something that is still going on to become truly digital. The core bank system replacement is something that we will have in place by 2020. So at this point, a progressive dividend policy is what we have, and we feel very confident that we can also deliver on that.
Casper, I want to get your take on the landscape for banking around Europe. We saw SocGen buy pieces of Commerzbank that fitted very nicely for their ambition and for their strategy. Are you an organic man, or are you looking at playing part in the changing landscape of European banking?
This quarter, we actually announced the acquisition of Gjensidige Bank. It's a bank in Norway, which is one of our core markets. It will actually strengthen our business in Norway. It's a growing, profitable, very digital bank. So these types of what I call tactical moves, we are very open. I mean, I think the core strategy is organic, but I would never rule out a move like Nordea Bank, which we have now announced this quarter. Very exciting. I think it's, at the same time, we've also forged a strategic relationship with Nordea Insurance Company, which is the largest P&C company in Norway. So I think that partnership will also yield benefits both to them and us, and I'm very excited about that. So I think we should be open about this. Industry is changing, and we should be open about participating in that change. And you know, we're well positioned, so we have a good platform that we can grow both organically and then of course tactical acquisitions.
So a bit of both, Casper. Now, looking at the statement in a bit more detail, looking for any negatives to pick up on here, and you talk about household lending margins continuing to be under pressure, Casper. Do you see any light, any relief on that front later in the year?
I think in probably in Norway. I mean, we've seen more pressure in Norway on the lending margins in the mortgage side in Norway. That I actually already see end of this quarter an improvement, and actually going into the second quarter, so an improvement there. In Sweden, unlikely, but again, I emphasize you know, that part of the business, although important, it is not detrimental to Nordea. And we see actually Casper, volume growth and actually margin improvement in many of our other businesses. So feel very good about the way forward.